Hey guys, this is FPL Banner. Welcome back to another video. Game week 14 was a success for me. Total points of 83 points with a safety score of 66. Let me just explain the safety score real quick. So your safety score is the total amount of points you need to gain rank. So if your safety score is 16, you got 61, you will go up in rank. If you got 59, you will go down in rank. It's just based on the amount of points the managers around your rank are getting. So my current rank right now is 1 million. I started off the game week at about 1.6, 1.7. So a massive green arrow, all because of my captain and a few players. So let's go through the team. So net Raya, he's a bit dear, a bit expensive, but I think he's just set and forget. I can play him every week. He's most of the time going to get clean sheets. He's not going to get any save points, of course, but the clean sheets are good enough for me. 6 pointer this week. And a player that I didn't think would start, but he ended up starting and had a great game, got bonus points, got DEFCON, is Chris Richards. Only time will tell how nailed he is going forward to this Christmas period, but so far so good. And Virgil finally got a return. It was just DEFCON, no clean sheets. I think he's been lackluster this season. In FPL terms, he's been okay, but I think just to get a Liverpool defender in over this Christmas period, and he's pretty much him and Kanate are the only one that's nailed. So I don't feel too bad going with Virgil. And O'Reilly, I watched that game 5-4. It was an amazing game. But if a team is going to score 4 goals, the defender is going to have bad scores. And that's what happened to O'Reilly. He didn't get an attack in return. So he conceded 4 goals. That's minus 2. So he's going to end off with a 0 pointer. So be it. And then the person I'm kind of frustrated with, because the mascara went down with the injury, Timber had to come off at around half, I believe, 46, 47 minutes. And he gets a 1 pointer. He doesn't get the clean sheet. So that's just unlucky. It happens in FPL. FPL is just about decision making, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. So now let's go into our midfield. Morgan Rogers, I feel like he had a great game against Brighton. We all know he's the talisman. We all know that he's the main creator. He great assist. Like he picked the ball up from behind half, sprayed it to Watkins. Watkins with the finish. It was an amazing goal, amazing pass. So Morgan Rogers under 7 million. I'm more than happy to have him in my team. And the star boy, Phil Foden. I think he's on fire right now. The 2 goals he scored. I even think the second goal is even more impressive than the first goal. Second goal with the weak foot chip over the keeper, lovely. But Phil Foden over this Christmas period, I think he's nailed. I've seen a stat where he's played 85 minutes or more since game week 4. He's rarely rotated. If anything, he's rested in Europe. So I think with the title race on, I don't. And also Pep said that he's the most nailed. Like he's gonna play the most games. Like there's no issue with him. So I'm comfortable with Foden going forward. I'm happy to bring him. I'm happy that I brought him 2 weeks ago to get his I think it was a 15 pointer and a 17 pointer this week. So I'm very happy with Phil Foden. And next, my vice captains, Bukayo Saka. I was surprised to see that he's benched this week, but he came off the bench and scored in like the 90th minute. It was unlucky for Brentford, but I can't complain. Then another guy that'll be going out this week, Antoine Semenyo, will start off on fire, but he hasn't scored in like I think it's about 10 game weeks now. He hasn't scored it, hasn't got a goal return in, so he's out. You'll see who I brought him in for later in the video, but I'm not happy with him at all. My captain this game week. Also, I just want to say congratulations to Erling Haaland. 100 Premier League goals. It's crazy. The first finish was instinctual. He missed like 2. He could have had a hat trick. That's the thing. It could have been even better for us, but he missed 2 chances, hit the post both times. But also, all in all, Holland had a great game. Was it 14 pointer to get 28 points? Can't complain. And Mateta, this is a sore spot. 65 hooked at 65 minutes. It's not looking good for him. I'll most likely be transferring him out next game week for Thiago, but we'll see. And on the bench, the rapper with the 2 pointer, Mark with the 1 pointer, Garner with the 3 pointer because of the clean sheet, and Rodon with the 2 pointer. I'm very happy to start off with Raya this game week. Villa away is a tough fixture though. Villa's been on fire. I think they've won back-to-back games. Watkins seems to be scoring goals again. Matty Cash, Onana, their team they're just on fire right now. And Emery seems to be a manager that does very well against the top 6. So anything can happen in this game, but I have to back David Raya. I see Mascara that went down with the injury. I don't know who will be filling in for him. Maybe Saliba will be back in time, but I'm not sure. But I'm okay with Raya. Set and forget. Then my first defender, Richards. Fulham away is a tough fixture, as we see that City struggled against them after scoring the first 5 goals of the game. But I think Chris Richards, solid pick. Palace didn't look like they had tired legs the last game. It was actually a great performance last game. So I'm not too mad with Chris Richards there. Virgil with Leeds away. I'm looking for a clean sheet here. Leeds away, you should be getting a clean sheet here, Virgil. So I think he will get DEFCON, a clean sheet, maybe a goal, hopefully. But I'm not too fussed with Virgil. O'Reilly, I don't. He is a rotation risk, but Pep did say that O'Reilly's a young player. He doesn't. He even used the words. He's not a grandpa. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have a family, so he does not need to be rested. He said he's not like Bernardo Silva. So he's a young player. Pep said he doesn't need to be rested. So hopefully he sticks to his word and does not rest him against Sunderland. And then, but our last defender, Timber, also has Villa away. Timber, we all know about Timber. Great pick, clean sheets, DEFCON, goal threat. What's not to like? Now to the midfield. Midfield of Rogers, Foden, Saka. And you see my new transfer. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that I made the transfer already. Mateus Cunha. So let's start at Rogers. Rogers with the Arsenal home. It's a horrible fixture. I just have no one on the bench I'd rather play. He can still score. That's not an issue. And he seems to step up in big games. So I'm happy to play that risk, to roll the dice on him and see what happens. And if Foden was Sunderland at home, I'm thinking he's gonna haul here, hat tricks, braces. He's on fire. When Foden gets into that mood where he wants to pick up the ball, not when he's out wide, when he's in the cam position and he can pick up the ball and dictate play and score and assist, he's just amazing. So Sunderland at home, I'm thinking brace or hat trick minimum. And then Saka, we all know about Saka. He seems to be a DEFCON beast this year. So at the bare minimum, a 4-pointer. But if he can get an assist or goal, he's on pens for sure. I think it's been put to bed that he shares the pen share with Goalkeepers. I think he's the pen taker. So the only issue is if Odegaard's on the pitch, what happens then? But I've seen they split pen share too as well. And then my new transfer this game week, Mateus Cunha. I watched the game against West Ham. He played okay. It doesn't really help that he had Diego Dallo and Dorgu beside him. That doesn't help him at all. He had a few good chances. A shot that got blocked in the first half. He had another shot that was in the second half. I thought he wasn't. He was poor there. Should have hit the target, but it was blocked. But I'm okay with Mateus Cunha when it goes to AFCON. He will be probably the most nailed attacker if if Sesko's still out, then Cunha will play striker. But I just think he needs to be closer to that. I think he's dropping too deep to collect the ball, but we'll see going forward. And then my two forwards, obviously Sunderland, obviously Holland with Sunderland at home. I mean, great fixture for him. He could score, but the only thing is, if you don't have Holland at this point, I don't know what you're doing. Like you're probably in 6-7 million leagues. He's just essential at this point. And then Mateta, I'm gonna hold him for this guy. I was thinking to hold off on the Semenyo transfer and play Semenyo at Chelsea because Chelsea have him looking strong, especially to Leeds. So like maybe I could play Semenyo there and then maybe go from Mateta to Thiago, who has Spurs away. But I'm like, I'd probably trust Mateta to get a goal or two. I seen that City Kid scored 5. So if Crystal Palace scored 3, I can only assume that Mateta will get a goal or assist in that game. So now let's move on to a live portion where we look at some transfer targets for you and for myself. Some moves that I think I'll be going with are the following. So I thought issue with Chris Richards is that he's the worst starting Palace defender. Yes, he's cheap, but yesterday I felt bad not having Munoz or Guehi, who got the assist. Guehi was amazing. So I'm like, I can't afford Munoz. I definitely can't. So I'm like, let me see Guehi. Guehi's 5.1 million. Guehi is good for DEFCON. He just got assists. He has some hauls. 10 points against Brentford. 7 points against Liverpool. Obviously 14 against Burnley. So I'm like, let me get Guehi. I can go down from Mateta to Thiago, which leaves me 0.6 million. And I would probably make this move for that Leeds at home fixture in game week 16. But the only issue is Mark Guehi. I'm doing some live thinking if you don't mind, but he has Man City at home, which I don't want to do. So I might go early on that one, on that Manchester Thiago gave me 16. And how much that would leave me 5.7. And that leaves me just, I really want Munoz. That's the thing. I really like Munoz. Munoz is about 6.1 million. He's a bit dear. So now my quick question, where could I go to free up some funds for that? I can go, I think what I'll do, I really want that West Ham at home. Okay. What I could do is in game week 17 after that West Ham away fixture is go from Rodgers because he will have Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal. Forest is still not an easy fixture. Crystal Palace not easy. I'll probably go from Rodgers to GW15, who everyone has, it feels like, but he's only 10% owned. He's great for assists, great for goals. He's a tireless runner. And he has some holes here, 11 against Brentford. So I think I would go for Yakuba Minte in this scenario. And that will give me perfect funds to go from Mateta to Thiago, Rodgers to Minte, and Richards to Munoz going forward. And with the 5 FIFA transfer we get next week, this will be perfect setup for me going forward. So thank you for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next.